And so for those of you that don't know, I'm Sarah. This is being streamed in a couple of different places, so some of you may be new. So I'm Sarah, and I am a life coach, and lately I have been getting a lot of questions surrounding overwhelm. Just both people in the workplace that are just having extra roles thrown on them because their staff is short, or just in the home, overwhelm of too much stuff to do and not enough time to do it. As a mom, I think a lot of us feel that almost on a daily basis, and a mom of littles especially. And so I wanted to share just a system that I follow that just has 3 steps to eliminate overwhelm. It works every single time, both with me and my clients and friends that I share this with. So I promise you this process, every time I actually use it, it's life changing. So let's get right to it. And then I also have a couple of little tools that help me out to do this process that I will also share with you to help you eliminate overwhelm. So the first step, I tried to make it super easy with 3 E's. So the first step is to evaluate. So what I like to do is get out a pen and paper. I love erasable pens. I keep a stock. My daughter actually took the highlighters today and my favorite notebook that I'll tell you about. But anyway, erasable pens are amazing for this process. I put a link to them in the description. But write down every single thing that you can think of that you do in a day. And just write it down freehand. What I like to do is I use different colored pens, and then I write down things if it's like a top priority, have to do. So things that you absolutely have to do, things that would be nice to do, and things that are that you just do, that don't necessarily have to be done to get to the bigger picture. So start with a big picture end goal. If at the end of the week you have to get all of these things done, and if you did, it would be a perfect world, right? And those, like, let's say those are the green things that absolutely have to get done by the end of the week for you to big picture get your job done or function in the home. And then you have things that you are our next priority. Like, it would be awesome if you got all of these things done, and they're kind of, not top priorities, but necessities. And then there's just the things that you throw in that are taking up time as well. And then I want you to go through and ideally color code all of those things according to first level, second level, third level. And then I want you to really pay attention, put an estimate of time. And this is why we have erasable pens. So put an estimate of time next to all of those things, of how much time that takes you in a day. And take your busiest day that you have, both during the week and on the weekends, and write these down. And then I want you to actually time yourself doing these things throughout the week and adjust those times and cross out, erase the time that you thought it took and then the time that it actually took. This might seem tedious, but I promise this will eliminate overwhelm all the time. And then, so once you have your week, your busiest day of the week and weekend lined out, you have the exact amount of time that it actually took you. I want you to put them in priority in the color order, so that you can see this is how much those first priority things, how much time they're taking you. Second priority things, how much time they're taking you. And then those third priority things. And if you're anything like me and a lot of my clients, they spend way more time than they thought on things that aren't actually necessary to accomplish the main goal, either in their job or at home. And that is actually where their overwhelm is coming in, is those little tiny things that you're like, oh, I just add this in. No, don't add extra things in. Um, and then once you have that, then so you evaluate, you draw your bigger picture of the end goal. So evaluate end goal, and then you edit. So we're going to go back through the list that you just made and the amount of time. You're going to add up all of the hours in the day, the ones that you're awake, the ones that you're sleeping, your ideal amount of time that you want to be awake and working, your ideal amount of time that you want to be, home with family or, doing what you want to do in life, and the amount of time that you want to be sleeping. And you're going to see, like, does what you are currently doing fit into those boxes of the amount of time that you're taking up? And if it doesn't, then we're going to, like I said, prioritize them, put them in order. And then what can be eliminated? What do you absolutely have to do, and how much time does it take? And can it be spaced out over the course of a week? And then what can be asked for help, or delegated, or you can find a service that will take care of those for you. Invest in that. And if you are at work, a lot of these, so a couple of my clients have had a situation where I've encouraged them to take this list to their boss because their boss is asking them to take on a little bit too much or another role on top of the role that they already have. And so I've encouraged them to, take this, call a meeting with their boss, take this list to their boss so that they can see, like, how much time things are taking them and what they're asking of them. And can we bring in another person? Can we delegate to a person that maybe doesn't have as much on their plate? Or can we bring in a part-time person, a temp, or jackpot, an intern that will work for the experience and maybe a little bit of pay, depending on, the situation. Sometimes interns are paid, sometimes they're not. And so they benefit either way from the experience with you. And so that is a solution that worked for one of my clients that was like, we don't have the budget to bring in another person. Okay, bring in an intern. And if this situation is at home, maybe you partner with another parent, another friend to, hey, take my kids for an hour while I get these things done. Maybe ask for more help from family members, from your kids, from your spouse, whatever that looks like. But now you have this list, and you know what you can feasibly do in the time that you take, and what you need to ask for help or eliminate. And because you want to get to that big picture end goal, right? Like you want your life to feel under control, because that's where overwhelm sets in, is when you have too much to do, not enough time, and then it feels out of control, and then your head starts spinning of, I can't do this, and whatever else it tells you. And so we're going to stop it in its tracks by having a firm foundation of what to do in this time, and next steps. Because so much time, if you're anything like me, so much time is taken up in, okay, I'm overwhelmed, running in a million different directions. But if I have a succinct to-do list, as we just created in this process, then it's so much easier. Another, so these pens, I've put a link to them in the description. It is an affiliate link, but I think I make like pennies. But anyway, these pens are lifesavers because, check it out, like, it looks professional, but you can erase. Okay, like, that can go away. It's awesome. And this is just a regular notebook, but I also love Rocket Notebooks, which is an erasable notebook with a QR code that then lets you put it on your notebook. I've also shared another little hack, is I have started using a service called Jasper. And if you are in the creator industry at all, if you blog, if you write emails and they take way too long to write emails, then Jasper is awesome. All you do is you go in and you write like 200 to 300 words of your email, and then you hit generate and you hit the tone of voice that you want to write in, and it spits out like almost verbatim what I would have written myself. It's what I use for blogs, it's what I use for emails, it's what I use for the title of this video to make it actually sound interesting and appeal to the people that need it. So it allows me to serve my people better, and it cuts down on the overwhelm. So I have put links to all of those things. Jasper, if you use my link, you get the first 10,000 words and or 5 days for free just to check it out. No, you do have to put in a credit card, but just set an alarm and it'll actually email you almost almost too much to let you know that your trial is about to end, and it will let you know so you can click out of it and buy nothing and just try it out. So anyway, don't skip that link if you want to try it out for free. So all right, well, I hope that that helps. I would love to hear if this process helps you, and I would also love to hear in the comments what may be overwhelming you right now, so that maybe we can collaborate and help get that overwhelm out of here. I hope you guys have the best Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.